So, you want to hike Owl Crater. Great decision. It's a fantastic hike with great views and tons of waterfalls. 10 out of 10 would recommend. As long as you're, not afraid of heights or the kind of hiker that goes ill-informed or unprepared. But that's not you, though. You're here on YouTube looking into one of Oahu's best hikes. You wouldn't follow the TikTok trend into the woods without proper preparation, because who does that? Well, we did that. And while it was still a good time and an experience, there were parts of it that just were downright miserable. The hike is listed on all trails as 4.5 miles, but the full loop is 7.5. I'm imagining the waterfalls and back are the 4.5, but that wasn't very clearly listed. The total elevation gain is 2,100 feet, and it's definitely felt while you're out on trail. That's the trail down. Over there on that ridge. That's the steep downhill that I'm talking about.
You fucking lying.
No, we're going around. Do you see, we're gonna walk around this ridge line up there, and we're gonna go up, and then it looks like we come down there.
You fucking lying.
At a point in the hike, you'll have a choice to go right or left of the loop. Go right. That will take you to the waterfalls first, and then you'll go up the ridge summit and then down and around the crater. With zero cell service in the woods, thanks Mint Mobile, we went left on a 50-50 choice. In my opinion, this was a mistake simply due to the fact that the underbrush that you wade through for an hour around the crater is beaten down by the flow of previous hikers in the opposite direction that you're walking. Going against that flow led to everyone's legs getting torn up by the dead and sharp underbrush. Pants are definitely recommended, especially if you're repping those 90s pants that can unzip into shorts for those sections. This hike had some free climbing aspects to it, and ropes exist but aren't really long enough in some of the areas for it to be easily done by beginners or intermediate hikers. In a lot of areas, it took teamwork to get everybody up safely. Prepare for slick mud around steep cliff drop-offs, and maybe bring your own rope to supplementally use where it's not really long enough in certain areas. The most devastating mistake that we made as a group, and this can be done on any trail while you're out in Hawaii, is just not carrying enough water. Mainly because we assumed it was a 4.5 mile hike, we just didn't really bring enough water. I brought 3 liters for myself, but the other members of my group brought just 1 liter each. We shared water and snacks until we were around the 5-ish mile mark. The whole way back on the last 3 miles were so slow due to having to climb down the wet waterfalls. Stopping for photos around this area is definitely a must, but we kind of wanted to shorten our time just because of how exhausted we were. This is another attribute of having to do the whole entire trail backwards on this hike. Just bring water, lots and lots of water. All in all, this is my favorite experience that we had on trail out of the 16 others that we did while we were on our trip. Just bring water, make sure that when you get to the loop, go right, and have your camera out for some amazing photos. This was definitely an awesome hike, and we'll do it again the next time that I'm on this island.